Podcast time. It's the Player 4 podcast and not a sleepover.
Not a sleepover? But it's like a midnight snack. Wouldn't it be easier to just have a sleepover after that?
It's a midnight snack for me because I'm the only one in my time zone now.
And why is that, Tristan?
It's Haley's zone. I don't know. I mean, you know, there's this Austin outside my window. I'm guessing maybe I moved.
Or Austin moved.
Wait,
let's introduce
that'd
ourselves.
Be even better.
Haley's
That would have
on
been
the
cheaper
Twilight
for
Zone.
me.
Hi, I'm Haley, a.k.a. Hales, on the Rooster Teeth website. What's up?
I am Tristan, a.k.a. Shagrazier, on the website. What's up?
Oh, crap.
No, I pulled a Hazel!
I am Alex, a.k.a. Chaos Black 21 on the site.
And I'm Jay Dunlap.
Wow.
Boring.
He literally changed his name legally to Jay Dunlap.
That would be awful.
Did
I'm
you
actually
really?
just making fun of Alex. No, I'm Joseph. But on the site, I'm Jay Dunlap. And the site's going to change soon to the new version, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, hopefully we'll
How
be able
awesome.
to access the Player 4 podcast group.
Yeah, well, I'm able to access it, but I'm not able to do much with it. But the main thing, folks, if you're listening to this and the site hasn't come out yet, then take a screenshot of your awards,
Oh,
because those are going away.
Oh no, I better do that.
Staff awards, other awards, take a screenshot.
I have no staff awards.
I have 3.
We know.
Yeah, the hard one
Show
was
off
Nico.
more, why don't you?
It's hard to get Nico to give you an award.
I could have maybe gotten Kathleen's, but I don't like just announcing that I did something good. So.
Same here. I totally did something worth getting an award. Also, she is having trouble in the past year or so giving awards. I don't think she can anymore.
Like the button isn't working?
So awards are completely going... I thought they were going to try to work like staff awards in again. And
I just know that a lot of people on the news site are saying, take a screenshot, take a screenshot. They're birds, by the way. What? Take a screenshot.
Tweet, tweet.
Like a pirate's parrot?
Yes. And speaking of pirates, our opening segment.
Arr!
Arr, and another thing.
We did it. Wait.
And
I'm another.
everything. As a pirate.
And
Okay,
a treasure hunt.
that was good. And we already know that nobody has anything because there was an interview with Grady that went off very well.
I thought 2 weeks ago was great. I wouldn't change a thing.
What about last week?
Last week didn't happen. I was in a car driving.
Last week was still 2 weeks ago.
I'll let you know. I missed you guys. That's my and another thing. I missed you guys. My family.
That's great.
But there is one.
Wow, you're an asshole.
There is one thing from last. Okay, you guys keep saying 2 weeks
Wait a
ago.
minute,
So
you
from 2 weeks ago that we need to mention because Grady was all cough, cough, make a video, cough, cough.
Joe, what was it? What was it?
What was what?
Announcements.
What do we need to say?
I don't know. I forgot now.
Oh.
No, Grady was all cough, do a meetup, cough, make a video. And so we're cough making a video right now. We're making best of Player 4.
We're still not at the meetup part yet, I guess.
The meetup part we haven't really solidified yet. But I am making a best of P4, and it's taking a long time because I'm going through everything.
Are you doing the dreaded episode 0?
No.
Aw, you suck.
It will never see the light of day.
I better see lots and lots of parts with me in it.
There's going to be lots of parts with all of us in it.
What?
Oh.
I'm in faint.
Okay, yeah. But there's also going to be an extended version of it that I will upload the week following RTX.
Oh, so he gets the little one for everyone to preview, and then you're gonna blow everyone's mind with.
But wait, no, so the extended version is coming after RTX?
Right.
Yes, because
Okay,
I
makes
don't
more
think
sense.
people want to sit through 15 minutes of us.
No, it's fine. I did it.
do.
Well, I wasn't talking about at the thing because Grady said around 10 minutes tops.
Yeah, I'm going to
But-
try and keep it around 7 minutes if I can, and that's really difficult because some episodes is like way over a minute of good stuff. You know, some episodes not. You know.
Some episodes there's, a second or
Alright,
two.
so, what are we going to talk about tonight?
Oh, well, there's a thing that happened last week.
Does it start with an S?
Was it
It does
pretty
start
big?
with an S. It was
Was it
big.
like one of the biggest things?
Yeah,
It was in a state that none of us lives in, wasn't it?
yeah, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, right?
Spider-Man.
Please.
You mean my
Spider-Man,
husband?
please.
Yes, your husband is Spider-Man, please. And you cry every time.
So I'm guessing we're actually not talking about Spider-Man.
No, we're talking about San Diego Comic-Con.
I knew
Oh, okay.
it. You owe me
And
$1, Alex.
while we are not a news outlet,
Damn
we're
it.
going to give our own spin on the news. And the big thing that happened in the past week was all the copious amount of trailers related to DC and Marvel that came
Trailer
out.
overload.
Trailer overload.
Copious.
That's the name of the episode, Trailer Overload.
Trailer overload. Well, we already had the
Yay.
episode called Trailers.
Did we?
We
Musical
did. You
trailers?
said if I could have a name for this episode, I'd call it Trailers, and I give you the big font Trailers.
Oh, well,
With a
this is
G.
Trailer Overload. This is
Well,
like Trailer
I
X.
don't know. This is like
Not
this.
triple X. Don't,
Why
it's
can't
not
it be
No.
musical trailers?
No, I mean like the Let's Plays that Achievement Hunter does, where they do a Let's Play again, but they call it X.
X, yeah.
So this is Trailers X.
Sounds
And
dangerous
the
when you say it
first-
that way.
The first big trailer that came out was Suicide Squad,
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun 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 dun.
and it got leaked that day. And they
I don't know.
tried to contain it, but there was still a version of it up when I was looking.
There
And-
I
we go.
just watched it 15 minutes ago.
Which version did you watch? The HD?
Yes,
Okay.
the one from
That's
San Diego
official.
Comic Con.
Did anyone else but me see the leaked version?
I
I saw the
didn't.
leaked, but without sound, and so I didn't really care about it.
Haley, you're gonna
I-
have you're gonna have a lot more insight into this topic then, because Warner Brothers got real pissy about the trailer getting leaked,
Yeah.
and they released this statement, and they were like, "Oh, leaked and pirated, and we have to release it now." This was 2 days after the fact. We have to release it in HD so people can enjoy it. But it was supposed to be, it's supposed to be this thing for the Comic-Con goers. People were like, I thought Comic-Con was for the Comic-Con goers. And then it reminded me, and reminded a lot of people, of when the Age of Ultron trailer was leaked.
Mm-hmm.
A reference to Hydra. That was it. They were just making a joking reference to Hydra that they had spoiled it. And that was
Yeah.
it. And they just let it roll off their back. And then DC is all leaked and pirated. And I would argue that either you show the trailer to the San Diego Comic-Con crowd and then immediately, like an hour later, put it on the internet for everyone else, or you let people leak it for free publicity.
Now, just to be fair, I mean, when like the Ruby stuff was going on at last or the previous RTX, and they were saying, this is information just for here. They didn't allow recording devices or anything like that. I mean, don't they have the right to request that?
They do, but the issue is the difference in how the two companies are approaching it.
Okay, so we're talking about just in light of their response.
Yes, because I would argue that people scrambling to find leaked footage and then scrambling to watch the HD version when it comes out 2 days later is actually good for Suicide Squad.
It is, and I think they do it. They're trying. The reason they're Warner Brothers is probably like, pirated. Brr, 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 brr. They're trying to make, and they're trying to blow it up, make it bigger, so people be like, oh, it's out. Let me go look at it.
That's a point. When you negatively react, you're trying
You're
to
still
obfuscate
giving-
something.
You're still making it big. You're giving it news feed. You're if they
You're
did
making basically another soundbite.
exactly.
Right.
If they hadn't done that, it'd still be big, but not as big as it could have been.
Bad
Well,
publicity.
and
all
also I think
publicity.
Still publicity.
I also think you're right, because when you try to make it sound like you don't want people to see something, you're also enticing rather a subset of people to go and try and find it.
So basically what you're saying is
It's reverse psychology.
they're just bringing it up one more time. Did we mention there's a trailer? And here it is in HD. But there were better ways to do it. Haley, what was your experience watching the pirated version and hearing the audience reactions?
It's interesting. I mean, it's interesting because you get to you feel that you feel that excitement. You're like, or that ooh. I feel like with Comic-Con, people know how they want Suicide Squad to be. So if there was something that they were disappointed in or they didn't feel good about, at least with the HD version, they could strip that kind of like out of it.
My question is a little bit more specified towards extra excitement on the part of us sitting on our computers watching the crowd just go ballistic over certain things in the trailer, like when Joker first shows up. An experience we wouldn't have just watching the trailer on YouTube. So they get this free publicity in that they had the live studio audience cheering for it. And you can barely see it, but you can hear them cheering, and you know it's awesome because you can kind of see what's going on. And then 2 days later, they're like, did we mention there's a trailer? Oh, we're mad about it, but here it is. And then you go and you watch that like 2 or 3 times. That can only be good.
I think that it's kind of a response is going to vary from person to person. Like, personally, I hate being in a theater full of people who are verbally reacting to everything that comes on the screen. I can't enjoy the film as much. So that was a problem I had in Return of the King. Every time Smeagol said anything, the entire crowd laughed, whether it was funny or not, and I just wanted them to shut up. So for me, no, that would not have improved the experience, but for you, it did.
On the topic of leaked trailers, there were a few other trailers that were released. The Deadpool trailer, that got leaked, and they still haven't released it, but they're not actually taking it down from the internet, so there actually are watchable versions on YouTube at the moment. I think they're just going to let everyone else just kind of hype it themselves, like, I think I've got a more viewable version, you go and watch that. I think I've got a more viewable version, you go watch that. Camera stabilized, you go watch that. They're going to wait for that to die down, I'm sure, and then release it in about a week, and then everyone go watch that 5 times.
The leaked trailer, that leaked footage from a billion years ago, which caused the movie to be made, is what caused the movie to be made. So they're probably like, you know what? Go for it. You want to do it? We're all for it because of you guys. This is why the movie's been made.
Deadpool, the leaked footage movie.
They may not release an official one. Besides, if they release an official one, they wouldn't get to leave all the cursing in.
That's very true.
Yeah, that is true.
You make a good point, Tristan. That might be what they're doing. Just let fans upload it.
We didn't release that. That wasn't official. That was supposed to be for a small crowd of people. It's not our fault that they had cameras with them.
Yeah, we didn't publicly release that. They did.
See, it's on their YouTube channel.
It's funny you mentioned the test footage, Haley, because the test footage was actually in the trailer.
It was. I saw the drawing.
Like, retouched and everything. It was awesome. So,
but they even said it
this for you.
They even said it like at their panel. They're like, because of that leaked footage, we're all here. We're sitting here right now because it's you guys.
There was one other thing that got leaked, but that got quickly removed and is not findable at the moment. X-Men Apocalypse First Look.
That's because they're hiders.
Yeah, I think they just, as opposed to like Deadpool, where they have reasons to keep it leaked, and also it's a funny movie, so they don't have to keep it under wraps. X-Men Apocalypse is supposed to be this big, serious movie. Like, it's the last time I think we're going to see Wolverine. He's going to have a cameo in it.
Yeah, I was going to say that was going to be my question, because you said we talked about this outside the podcast, but we were talking about how this Wolverine movie is going to be the last film appearance of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine on the silver screen. But then are you saying that X-Men Apocalypse is going to be post-production before that one, or how is this working? What is that?
I'm not sure what the release schedule is on that, so we're going to put on the screen right now what that schedule is. But I do know that Hugh Jackman has revealed that not only is the final Wolverine movie going to be Old Man Logan, and
I hope that's the subtitle.
I hope so too. We should talk about that once we actually have more to go
I'm
off of.
sad because I think he's a wonderful Wolverine, but I mean he is getting old.
But he's done a lot of movies as Wolverine. I think he's done. But
I think he's like, I'm
pretty tired of it.
He's doing a cameo in X-Men Apocalypse. They're going to take this movie serious, like super serial guys. Man Bear Pig.
So wait, how do you have an X-Men movie that only has a cameo by Wolverine, who's like the poster child of the X-Men?
Very true.
The one that was the flashback movie?
You mean First Class?
Yeah, First Class. That's how.
I am not remembering a heck of a lot from it, but I guess that would have been before Wolverine joined the gang.
Yes, it was. They walked into a bar to talk to him, to recruit him, and he told him to F off.
Oh, okay.
go F
Yeah.
themselves. So I guess the answer is either when he hasn't joined the group yet or when he's just starting to get old. Because Old Man Logan. So that would be the reason, I guess. So they're going to, I guess, kill off Wolverine. But X-Men Apocalypse is going to be another super serial movie along the lines of Days of Future Past. And we know there's going to be new characters and everything, and they've been casting people left and right, and they are trying to keep it under wraps. So any leaked footage got taken down really quickly.
I want to start people's brains going. So if this is supposed to be Old Man Logan, and I know I asked this outside the podcast, but I want to put it to our audience. What year is this going to be happening in if Logan apparently ages as slowly as he does? You know, according to the storyline we've been given, whether in the comics or in the movies, he was born in like, what, the 1500s or something? And he's been aging rather slowly up through now, so is this supposed to be in the 4000s or late 3000s or something that he gets old?
It's a really good question. All we know is that Hugh Jackman made the official announcement. Sean Connery thinks that.
Hey! Only one. There can only be one Sean Connery.
There can only be one Sean Connery
as Batman.
as Batman.
There can only be one Sean Connery, and he isn't here.
He's Batman Wolverine, which actually has been cosplayed. Anyway, all I know is that Hugh Jackman made the official announcement of Old Man Logan. And they're going to let us sort of speculate for a while. Speculate, because Sean Connery, Wolverine, Batman thinks.
Sean Connery can only be one Batman.
Other trailers.
I am the hero that Gotham deserves.
There was one more trailer that was released at San Diego Comic-Con that they put online pretty quick, and that was Batman versus Superman. And that trailer did a good job of explaining all the questions we had from the teaser that we got, which was, why is Batman after Superman? Like, we speculated a long time ago that it was just him questioning having a god on Earth.
Yeah.
But now we're starting to see what he has against him, like the laser thing with the Wayne Tower, and the scene where he runs into the dust while everyone else is running away is like, that's awesome. Cinema Sins even took away a sin for that.
Although, I mean, there was one scene in the trailer that made me kind of, scratch my head a little bit. And it's the scene where Batman is like staring down Superman, and he asks him, do you bleed? It's just like, it sounds like he's about to get into a fist fight with Superman, and I think anybody who's familiar with the comics or any of the media around it would know that wouldn't end well for Bruce.
Definitely not.
Anyone who knows anything about the comics would know that he also has gloves made out of kryptonite.
Yeah. I was going to say that. I'm like, not necessarily if he has kryptonite to beat the shit out of
because he is wearing the big suit, the armored suit.
So I only saw an armored helmet, but I can't talk about the rest of him because it was unclear. He could have a complete suit, but I did see the armored helmet.
There were a few other things. Joker is sending mail to Bruce Wayne. That was in the trailer. He got a newspaper clipping with writing on it. It looked like it was probably from the Joker, blaming him for his parents' death, which begs the question: does he know that Batman's Bruce Wayne, or did he just have Batman's mailing address, or did he just leave it somewhere where Batman would find it?
There have been iterations of these characters where the Joker is aware of Batman's secret identity and doesn't reveal it to other criminals because he just likes to lord it over him. But in most cases, the Joker is trying to figure out what Batman's secret identity is.
But, I thought I took the newspaper thing as, like, I think it says, like, you let your family die or something like that. And it showed a picture of Wayne Corp. So I figured it was more like your family, your business, like
your
all
legacy,
the people
the
that
family legacy, maybe?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay. And then there was one other thing. It looked like maybe a Robin suit with writing on it.
Yeah, so
Haley knows a lot about Robin.
That Joker killed Robin. This is after Joker kills Robin.
So, if this is the Robin that was killed by Joker, that's Jason Todd, and he turns into Red Hood.
Yes.
I love Red Hood. And Red Hood becomes kind of an anti-hero and a vigilante himself, but he kind of works with criminals by destroying them and manipulating them.
He manipulates them into destroying each other.
Pretty much. It's pretty great.
So it's kind of like foreshadowing.
And
I like the Heath Ledger Joker.
Jensen Ackles did Jason Todd's voice for like the Red Hood movie. And
that's right. I forgot it was Jensen Ackles.
It was really good casting. I thought it was really good. Jensen has that like.
But they had John DiMaggio as Joker, if I remember right.
Was it?
And he had some good scenes. Like there were times when the more gritty voice he was doing worked for Joker, but overall I wasn't as satisfied with it as I would have been with Mark Hamill.
Well, yeah, but I mean, for Jason Todd, I thought it was great casting. Jensen has that kind of like, he's got that emotional kind of voice, and Jason needs that. But there's a part where Jason actually confronts Batman, and he's like, why didn't you, like, he has Joker in his clutches, and he's like, why didn't you kill him? He took me from you. He took me away from you. And Batman can't do anything because Batman, like, his whole thing is he doesn't kill people. But, like, Jason wants to know, and he's hurt because he's like, he died, and Batman still couldn't find it within himself to kill this man that took this young child away from him. Which, that kind of sounds kind of creepy when you say it like that.
But after all the pain and distress that the Joker has caused, even then, Batman still won't cross that line.
Yeah, and so Jason's like, I'm going to do it. He's like, then I'll do it. But then Batman stops him, obviously. But it's really an emotional. I think Jason Todd is one of the more emotional. Not that they're not all emotional, but I think Jason Todd, you're just like, oh, you poor child.
It was also cool to see Batman and Nightwing working together.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as they could. They still didn't like it.
Jason Todd's actually in Arkham Knight. Wait, is that what we're talking about? No, we're talking about Batman vs. Superman.
Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, but
I think it's really interesting how they've always avoided, in the Dark Knight trilogy, they always avoided having a, quote, Robin. Like, they sort of had Nightwing, but they didn't have Robin, really. So it's interesting this time around. They're like, we want Robin to... The Dark Knight trilogy.
If you recall the end of the Dark Knight Rises, whatever the third one was.
That's it,
with Bane, there was a Dick Grayson in the film. He was the police chief's son.
And then he became Nightwing, sort of.
Well, it was a little worse than that. I'm not sure what they were going for, but one of his last lines in the film is he's talking to the girl, one of the girls. I don't even remember who anymore, but they're chatting at the end after Batman had saved the day, and Dick Grayson had helped make that happen, and he turns to her and he says, "My name isn't actually Dick. My real name is Robin," and I don't know what they were going for with that line because it's just wrong on so many levels.
They screwed up a lot of things.
Trying to say that Bane was Ra's al Ghul's son to obfuscate that it was actually his daughter.
Right? They just screwed up.
That's weird.
Like, why?
It was like they didn't screw that up. They knew it wasn't true, but they put it to the audience as though it were true. And
the audience is like, "Are you stupid?"
Well, if you hadn't read the comics or watched the show, you would have believed that Bane is Ra's al Ghul's son. They did a lot of
Bane al Ghul.
They did a lot of really weird things in that film that were just like playing off of an ignorance of the audience, it seemed to me, and it just felt so wrong throughout. Because I'm sitting there going, Ra's al Ghul doesn't have a son, and it's certainly not Bane.
Wait, I don't even remember them saying that. I always just figured that Bane was just a guy that was in that prison that ended up helping Talia escape then.
I understood it as his wife was in the prison with him by some means, and the child he had was a son, and they helped the son escape, and who became Bane.
But didn't they end up saying, like, towards the end, Bane revealed that he wasn't the one that escaped, it was Talia?
Well, yeah, but that's because they had been lying to us throughout the rest of the film.
Okay, so back to my original point.
It was awful. It was just, I didn't get it at all.
The point I was heading towards was surrounding Robin, but I mean, fair point, Tristan. Fair point that they kind of just messed things up in that movie
Embrace the tangent. That's all I
Yeah,
have to
embrace
say.
the tangent. So I'm embracing it, but
Embrace
my
the
original point was surrounding Robin because they didn't want to touch the character of Robin really, except just kind of hint, oh yeah, he's Robin. We're like, yeah, we kind of know that he's Nightwing, so it's not really a reveal.
I liked who they cast though. I can't that
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I
yeah.
think he's a
Mhm.
cutie.
But the thing was, Christian Bale said he would not do Batman movies if they had Robin, and so with this with Batfleck, they're also like, well, we can't have Batman Robin, like Robin in the red suit with the stupid mask saying "Holy hand grenades."
Holy cow,
didn't
the
wanna-
starfish, Batman!
But
They
they're
didn't
also
wanna
like the character of Robin. All the different people who've played Robin, several of them are very compelling characters. Haley knows this. She loves Robin,
I do.
and
I do.
they
I like
need to have him in the story if they want to tell that story about Joker killing Robin and everything. So the way that they're choosing to do that is to start after Robin's death, and I think that's so genius to just skip all that Robin stuff because they don't know who's going to react to it well, who's going to hate it, and so they're just going to start with a compelling storyline rather than establish who Robin is because we already know who Robin is. So for once, we don't have a backstory. We don't have to see the origin story.
So, talking about origin stories, you know who does love to tell origin stories? The Fantastic Four. They're doing another origin story of the Fantastic Four about how they got and learned to use their powers because we haven't seen that four
again.
times
Yes, that
already.
was actually next in the list was the trailer
I
for
never
Fantastic Four.
actually saw
I
the
know.
original Fantastic Four movie, so I'm actually interested in this one.
We need to move on to Ant-Man because I don't know
Because
how
he
many
gets
people realize,
small.
but Ant-Man premiered tonight. Did anybody know that? I didn't know that.
I knew it because you knew it.
Yeah, I didn't know until I read something. But what is up with that? Why are we just now finding out that it premieres tonight? Do you think it maybe is the San Diego Comic-Con hype and they were so focused on hyping... they didn't hype anything. The only
Maybe
Marvel
it was
movies
just
that
Who gives a
or,
crap?
or
Let's
advertising.
be,
was
let's
Deadpool,
be honest.
X-Men,
Who gives a
Wolverine.
crap about Ant-Man?
Exactly. Like
I thought the trailer looked interesting when
I
saw
thought
it.
the trailer looked interesting as well. But when you think about it, the only Marvel movies at San Diego Comic Con were Deadpool, X-Men, Wolverine, Fantastic Four was after San Diego Comic Con. None of those are Marvel Studios. Marvel Studios sat on their hands and didn't really spend much time hyping on the internet that Ant-Man was coming out. The only thing I've seen is that Paul Rudd was on Conan O'Brien last night. That's the only thing.
I've seen Ant-Man previews several times when trying to find videos on the internet, so I know that they're there at least.
Yeah, they are there. It's just why did this slip under the radar? Is it just such an oversaturation that it just kind of slipped through the cracks, or was there stuff we just didn't notice it because of oversaturation?
Well, it could be this manifest destiny problem where some exec decides that it's not going to be a movie that's not going to do well, so he doesn't spend money advertising it, and then thereby nobody knows about it, and then it doesn't do well. Oh, hey, he was right. It didn't do well.
Yeah, that is a possibility. I guess it begs the question whether they were making Ant-Man for Ant-Man or just making it to have another character for Civil War. So, I mean, I guess we really don't have the answer for that, but it's an interesting thing to think about.
I like the Atom.
He's
he's
What,
the
Adam
Ant-Man
Ant?
No,
Yeah.
the Atom is the DC analog to Ant-Man.
Who gives a flying fadoodle about an Ant-Man?
Well, the
Some
ants
people
like him.
do. I wanted to, but I just didn't get the opportunity to because they didn't. hype it.
You can watch it tomorrow, though, Joseph. You
I
didn't have to see
can't.
it.
I have children.
You couldn't have seen it tonight because you have podcast
I know. I'm
and
not
children.
Saying, I'm not saying I was going to watch it when it came out. I was saying I would have.
You would have
I don't
liked to have.
I would have
known
liked to
more
have
about
known more, so I could decide whether I could watch it next week because I have a family. But let's move on from comic books while we still have time because we
go.
now have pictures of Pluto.
Pictures of Pluto. Oh, right.
We did a flyby of Pluto, and scientists calculated within 72 seconds, by the way, when they would fly by it.
They're getting really good at
scientists,
that.
Not the scientists themselves, but the probe. They're really good at it now. They knew within 72 seconds when it would fly by. And some people say that it looks like Mickey's dog, Pluto. Some people say it's a heart. And so there was a cartoon where it was a heart. They were like, "Oh, you're flying by," and then the heart broke because we flew by, and we're like, "Hey, gotta go, bye."
Nobody loves Pluto. It's not even a planet anymore.
But it's actually quite
That is a
fascinating.
no, it is a planet again.
It is a planet again.
It's been reinstated?
It's been reinstated.
It's a planet.
Basically, we just redefined planet again.
It was supposed
People
to be
are
a
dumb.
planetoid or a captured meteorite or something like that.
And we decided, no, our criteria of planet needs to be changed again. And then Pluto matched the criteria. I wonder if they were trying to change it in a way that the body behind Pluto, beyond Pluto, could also be a planet. But
I think it's because Pluto has moons.
Yeah, Pluto does have like 1 or 2 moons, which is really weird to think about. It's like our moon having moons.
It's a captured asteroid that has captured asteroids.
They were probably like, guys, we're going to be passing by Pluto in a little while. We should probably do something to hype it up. Let's make it a planet again.
No, we're going to be passing by Pluto, and it's going to be real awkward if it's still not a planet. They're going to be real mad at us. They're not going to want to talk to us.
Which probe was it? What's the name of the probe?
I will put it on the screen now.
Proby probe.
It wasn't Voyager 2. I thought Voyager 2 had already escaped our solar system. But yes, I do.
Somebody will type it into Skype. This Wednesday, we released episode 3 of P4 Craft. And we were building Haley a house.
Yes,
That goes swimmingly
now
by the-
that my life is back on track, I can get, and so is Tristan's. We can finish it. I'm still living in kind of a hole.
Well, you haven't logged on since then, I'm sure.
Was I supposed to?
I hope you guys check the Skype feed.
New Horizons.
Is that like Deep Sea Horizon?
Is that something you didn't want to say out loud?
Oh, that was
but,
the.
But you said someone would put it in the Skype chat, so I put it in the Skype chat.
Oh.
No, thank you. Okay, so the probe is called New Horizons. Thank you.
Okay.
Now I have my answer and I can be happy.
So P4 Craft.
P4 Craft.
We're going to, I guess, next time finish building Haley's house. But
rebuild. That would be awesome.
Yeah. And then we'll
tear
die
it down,
again.
do it over. Is it
We'll
10
get
on the
killed by
inside or
zombies.
10 on the outside?
Oh yeah. Oh
How
god.
much bigness?
I wanted to slap you guys.
This is
a house. This is a house.
This is not a robot. This is a house.
My evil laugh.
Yeah. So everyone go watch it because it's funny. And next week we're going to have a zombie attack video.
Zombie attack video.
And Alex will learn something new about Minecraft.
Yay!
Wait, what?
It's true.
You did.
You did learn something new, and there was a zombie attack.
Yeah. And while we were fighting zombies, we were like, they're still just standing there.
Oh, okay. I
And
remember
they're still just talking.
The ones who are the best chances of actually surviving it.
But that's all we're going to say about that.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
I won't.
And then one
That's
more
all.
thing that happened is people who got accepted for RTX panels received emails from Barbara Dunkelman this week saying what the schedule would be for their panel. So my panel will be Sunday at 11:30 in the morning. So that means I have to be awake. And it'll be at the Marriott, room 303.
Yay.
Marriott is on 2nd Street.
They haven't actually released the panel schedule for attendees.
Yeah, they haven't. They want us to hype it first, and then they're going to release it later.
Hype.
Which all the only panels I've seen so far are all in the Marriott. So I don't know what they're doing with the other.
They're probably pushing all the community panels to the Marriott, and then putting the official Rooster Teeth panels in the main convention center. But there is one more building, one more facility for it. So I don't know what they're doing with that. Maybe that's special guests, like maybe that's just for signings or something.
I wonder if it'll be the Hyatt, because the Hyatt is in between the Marriott and the convention center. It's the block in between the two buildings.
I think so. But my panel is, in case anyone has forgotten, I know you guys haven't forgotten.
303.
Because you're awesome. It's not what?
313.
No, none of those things.
323.
Podcast production.
420, blaze it.
When I applied for it, it was Podcast Production 101. It's featuring members of 4 different podcasts. But since I'm the moderator, for some reason, they, at the moment, have opted to call it Player 4-Podcast Production.
Okay, well, that'll be our...
Because Because they're going to have an official Rooster Teeth panel that's also podcast production. And I asked whether we could specify that it's community then, since there's 4 different podcasts being represented, and hopefully that will be resolved. But otherwise, if you see something with the words Player 4 on it, that's my panel, and it's actually Player 4 Podcast, Glibshark, Ain't Saying Much, and Bitblender.
Yay. Look at all those podcasts you get to hear from.
Yeah, and I'm also going to be plugging, well, sort of plugging. I'm going to have a list of all the community podcasts that are currently active. So if you answered my feeler that I had a few months ago, then you were on the list. Most likely.
Give the list to Alex so that he can add it to his list of lists?
Oh, yes, my list of
His
lists.
list of lists.
He
has a list of lists.
You can give it to me at RTX. I'll bring my notebook.
I think that a list of lists is just called an index or a table of contents.
Yeah.
So that means I have all of the superhuman people in my list then, too?
You have the index, yeah.
The index, yep.
of gifted.
Gifted and, what was it?
Talented?
Augmented? No.
Inhumans?
I was gifted and talented.
Crud. Enhanced.
Yes. Okay, so I guess we should wrap up.
Woo! Goodbye, everybody.
That was fun, and one more thing we need to mention as we're wrapping up is we're going to have an episode the week before RTX where people can call in.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to make sure everyone knows when we're recording, on what day. We have a Skype account for Player 4 Podcast. All you have to do is just add that account. The account is Player 4 Podcast. That's it. You can just type it in. You can put spaces. You can just put it in without spaces. That's the actual username. Do it however you want to do it, and you'll find us and add us. And then anytime Player 4 Podcast is online, we're doing a podcast. So if you want to call in, go ahead. But we encourage everyone to call in the week prior to RTX. We'll make sure everyone knows when we're recording, on what day. Make sure you add us prior to that, and that date will be announced very soon.
Please call in so we can give you hugs and lots of love!
And I'm going to be doing for the Player 4 podcast some dub smashes while we're at RTX. And they're going to be Rooster Teeth related, like RVB or Achievement Hunter. So if you want to do some dub smashes with me, come find me at RTX. What's up?
And lots of puns.
What's up?
Yes.
What's up?
What's up?
Good night, Caboose.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
That was a really good Caboose, Haley.
Thank you.
I will agree.
Be Caboose Batman.
I'm the...
I'm the Dark Knight.
Aren't you the hero that Blood Gulch deserves?
Yes.
I'm the hero that Church deserves.
I don't know what that means, so I'm just going to nod my head and say yes. Yes.